Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here bringing you our weekly pick'em episode. Evan, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Caden. Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great myself. We just witnessed another exciting weekend of football where in this week of football, me and Dwyer, we each went 5-5 in our college picks. And then I went 6-2 in the NFL. Dwyer went 5-3 last week. That brings our season totals up to in college football. Evan is 13-16-1. I'm sitting at 15-14-1. And in the NFL, Evan is 9-8. I am 11-6. So now after that, we're going into now this next week of picks, looking at some of the top matchups in the college and NFL worlds alike. Kicking it off on Saturday morning with a ranked matchup where the Texas Tech Red Raiders are traveling to Utah to take on the Utes, where Utah is a 3-point favorite.
Caden, I'm a big Utah guy this week. Utah's defense has looked really good. Texas Tech hasn't really been doing great on offense-wise, so I'm rolling with Utah with the +3 here.
-3.
Minus 3, sorry.
Yeah, I'm also going to be on Utah here. I was a little unsure what we would see with Devin Dampier and company coming over from New Mexico, and it's translated very well going over from the Mountain West to now the Big 12 Conference. And I think this Utah team is actually a very good football team with one of the better offenses we've seen so far this season. And on top of that, they do get to play this game at home against the Texas Tech team. Like you said, yeah, they haven't looked great offensively to start this season. They were another team as well that I didn't understand, especially like all the hype they were getting in the offseason. Yeah, they had the #1 transfer portal class, but also like I didn't see some of the highs a lot of people maybe were expecting out of this Red Raiders team. That zero in the loss column come in, cover this 3 points. Now moving on to the afternoon games where another ranked matchup as Auburn is traveling to Oklahoma, where Oklahoma is a 6.5-point favorite.
They're at Oklahoma?
Auburn at Oklahoma.
I like Oklahoma in this one. I like that 6.5. That touchdown I think helps. Again, being home. Oklahoma's looked good this year. I thought beating up on Michigan, that was a pretty big statement game for them. Even though Michigan, I know we were super high on. But still, that's a big-time team to take down. And I like them in this one at home.
Yeah, no, I'm with you once again. I do think Oklahoma should come in and win this game pretty handily. I'm still not sold on this Auburn team. Peyton Thorne, the quarterback for Auburn, he used to be at Oklahoma. He didn't look great at Oklahoma. And now he's over at Auburn. I still don't think he's that great of a quarterback. And Oklahoma is one of the best quarterbacks in college football in John Mateer, one of the most complete quarterbacks in college football. We saw what he was able to do to that Michigan defense, which is one of the, usually year in, year out, one of the better defenses in college football. Auburn, I don't think, is even close to that same level of defense as Michigan, and we saw John Mateer abuse that defense. I think he's going to have his way with this Auburn defense in the passing game and especially in the ground game. We're going to see that dual threat action on full display. Oklahoma's going to come in and dominate this game. Also at this time frame is the aforementioned Michigan Wolverines traveling to Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers, where Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite.
Caden, I'm really excited for this game. I think it's a big game for Nebraska because we haven't really seen too many. I think it was the last 2 weeks it's been like 2 easy blowouts for them. That first week against Cincinnati was a good game, which they ended up winning. Michigan, obviously, I think they've had some tougher matchups, like we were saying with Oklahoma, which they lost. But with that said, I do like the Cornhuskers at this one at home. I feel like it's a tough place to play. And I think it's a big test for them, and I think if they could take I think this is a big statement game for them if they could come out with a win with this one.
Well, it's a big statement game if Nebraska can win any big game ever, especially in recent memory. And that's in my mind when I'm thinking about this game. Also, though, I still don't know really what to think about Dylan Raiola. I'm still not really sold on him. Looked okay last year as a freshman. Did not look good in his only real competition of the year against Cincinnati. So I'm unsure what type of quarterback we're going to see on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. As well as that, with Michigan, we've said it on here before. Not high on Michigan. I don't think you're that high on Michigan this season. Bryce Underwood, true freshman, I still am unsure about him as well. But I do think the coaching and the talent all around at Michigan is better than this program in Nebraska. And Michigan, even though this is a road game for them, is going to come in, be able to get the job done. I just think Nebraska is still a little unproven. They've never been able to win these big games, especially recent memory, even with discount Walmart Patrick Mahomes over there at quarterback. I just think Michigan's going to come in and win this game. Cover that 2.5.
Hating on Matt Rule, man. He's going to take it.
I do like Matt Rule, but
Awesome.
now also in this 1:30 slate is the Tulane Green Wave going on the road to take on the Ole Miss Rebels, where Ole Miss is a 12.5-point favorite.
Caden, you're talking about this game. I remember at the beginning of the season, you're like, this is going to be a big game for Tulane. Unfortunately, though, I am going to be taking Ole Miss in this one. 12.5, I feel like it's tight for this kind of matchup. I mean, this is the best matchup by far Tulane's had for the year. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
This is the biggest. I mean, if they win this game, your prediction of being the only Power 5 school or the out of 5 group of 5 like that. I mean, you're rolling if that's the case. But I am taking Ole Miss in this one. I just feel like they're overall a better program, bigger, stronger conference, and I think they're going to cover this line.
I do think Ole Miss is a better team. I'm not saying I think Tulane's going to win this game by any means, but I do think 12.5 is too many points in this game, Evan.
You have to. You have to.
It's too many points. This Tulane team is good. Jake Retzlaff is looking good. He's looking good on the ground. He's finding his way in the air right now. I think this Tulane team is going to be able to put up points on the Ole Miss defense. It's just going to be how well can they slow down Austin Simmons and company with Lane Kiffin's offense. And I just think they're going to be able to do enough defensively to keep it within this 12.5. And, yeah, I do think this Tulane team, I still think they will be the group of 5 team to make the playoff come season's end. But I think keeping it close is huge for this game, and I think they're going to be able to do that. Probably keep it within one score, and then win out the rest of the season, still be our playoff team.
I mean, this is it right here.
Yep. Now moving on to the night slate, kicking it off with the South Carolina Gamecocks with questions at quarterback this week if Lenora Sellers is going to play or not. They'll be traveling to Missouri to take on the Tigers, who are now ranked, and Missouri is a 10-point favorite.
That's a lot. I mean, what are we saying on Sellers? Is it pretty up in the air right now?
It's unsure, yeah. It's still very unsure on if he's going to play or not.
Caden and I like Missouri in this one. I think the home play is a huge factor, and especially if Sellers does not play.
It does say he's showing positive signs, but it's still unsure.
And it's a head injury, concussion?
Yes.
See, I feel concussions nowadays. Good luck. I feel like better chance he's not going to play. And yeah, I mean, a backup on the road going to another SEC school like Missouri. I feel like it's going to be tough. He didn't really show much when he played last week, right? And I don't know how many. He played like 2 quarters.
Yeah,
was it
against Vandy? Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah. And I guess he has a full week of practicing as a starter, so that should help him. But at the same time, I feel like Missouri's looked really good. Now he says now ranked. So I'm taking Missouri in this one.
Yeah, no, Missouri has looked very good to start this season, and South Carolina, they really did falter against Vandy last week. After Lenore Sellers went down, they kind of lost control of that game, let it get away from them. It's just, I don't know, I feel like with an interconference matchup with 2 high-profile teams like this, 10 just seems like a lot of points in my eyes. I think in a game like this, even let's say Lenore Sellers doesn't play, it's going to be tough for them to cover this 10, but I do still think South Carolina finds a way to get it done. I think their defense is going to step up on the road here, be able to slow down this Missouri offense, which has looked very good to start this season. And if Lenore Sellers plays, I think it's easily a cover for the South Carolina team, maybe even an upset on the road. But with him out, I still think they will cover the 10, so give me the Gamecocks on the road. Now in our night slate as well is the Florida Gators, who are going to take on their in-state rival in the Miami Hurricanes, where Miami is a 7.5-point favorite.
It's in which one? Where's it
Miami.
at? Who's home? Caden, I was wrong last week saying South Florida had a chance against Miami. I'm not picking against Miami again. Yeah, I'm not picking against them again. They've looked awesome. And Gators, how did the Gators do last week? Did they end up winning?
They lost LSU and didn't cover. So I was right on that. You were wrong.
Yeah, I took them as a rebound last week. Yeah, give me Miami all day. I'm sorry, Carson Beck, you're the man.
Yeah, no.
You get my pick.
Like, I don't think Miami is a better team than LSU, and Florida was able to lose that game by only 10. But that was also at home. This is on the road in Miami. And as much as I do think this Florida team is better than what we've seen so far this year, I don't think this is the week they're going to show any improvements. I'm with you, Dwyer. After what we've seen over these last couple of weeks from this Miami team, no reason to doubt them. Give me them minus the 7.5 as well. Next game we have is a big ranked matchup as the number 9 ranked Illinois fighting Illini travel to take on the Indiana Hoosiers, the number 19 ranked Indiana Hoosiers by that, where Indiana is a 6-point favorite.
Caden, Indiana's good, man. They are just a good football team. Obviously, last year was their big, breakout year, and a lot of people thought, like, oh, maybe is it a fluke or not? And they've just been rolling. And this is obviously a pretty big matchup. But I like, we said 6, it was 6 points they're giving them?
Indiana minus 6.
I like that a lot. I like that line. So give me the Hoosiers here.
I'm going to keep saying this. These two Indiana teams are nothing alike. That Indiana team last year sucked. They were a fraudulent playoff team, fraudulent 11-1, one of the easiest schedules in college football. Played absolutely nobody all season. Their one game they did was their loss to Ohio State, and they didn't even cover a over 2 touchdown spread in that game. So people need to stop comparing. This Indiana team is so much better than the Indiana team from last year with Curtis Rourke. Fernando Mendoza is a much better quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in college football. It gone off against the scrub teams they've faced so far. And I really like this Illinois team. I really do. It's just, while Luke Altmaier has definitely shown some good improvements this year that can make me think that this Illinois team has a more firepower type of offense than what we've seen last year with a very good team, I still don't think it is up to par with this Hoosiers offense with Mendoza at quarterback, and I think this Indiana offense is going to be able to just do more than this Illinois offense when you still look at some two pretty good defenses on either side of the ball. So I am with you here, Dwyer. Give me Indiana minus 6. I think this is going to be a big statement win for the Hoosiers. Next game we got 2 more college games and our 2 biggest spreads of the day, where the Sam Houston Bearcats with a K because they're weird like that, are traveling to take on the Texas Longhorns, where Texas is a 39.5-point favorite.
They're just giving Texas these just monster lines, man.
Well, yeah.
44.5 last week.
41.5 last week when they won by 17.
Man. I'm taking Sam Houston here. That's just such a big line to cover, and until they start putting up monster numbers, I'm not taking otherwise. So give me Sam Houston here.
No, I'm with you. I thought last week would be the get-right game for Texas and their offense, but instead Arch looked bad. They only scored 27 points against the Miners, and you only won that game by 17 as a 41.5-point favorite. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot of faith in this Texas team being able to cover over a 5-touchdown spread. I don't think they're going to be able to win by this much because their offense has not shown it from the start of the season to this. From the start of the Ohio State game, they looked bad. Their offenses looked bad against the scrubs, except for that 5-minute stretch against San Jose State where Arch accounted for 4 touchdowns. Other than that, this offense has not looked good all season. 39.5 is way too much for the way this team looked. I know Sam Houston has looked like one of the worst teams in the country. They haven't covered a spread all season, and they are terrible. Texas has not shown that they have a good offense, so until they do, give me Sam Houston with a 39.5-point cushion. And then our late nightcap, 8:15 Mountain Time kickoff, is the Wyoming Cowboys traveling to take on the Colorado Buffaloes, where Colorado is a 13.5-point favorite.
It's in CU.
At CU at Folsom Field.
I like CU in this one. 2 touchdowns. They didn't look great last week. They really didn't.
No, Ryan Staub should. First off, Ryan Staub should have never started that game. He had 2 good drives against Delaware, and Dion magically thinks that's his answer at quarterback. Your third string, who's never really played, he's been the backup to Shadur, who was not that good at either. And now you expect him to come in on the road. I'll never understand that decision.
He's not starting this week though, correct? They're going back.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
See, I like them at home. I think this is a good opportunity for a get right game. I like the line here. You have 2 touchdowns here. So give me CU here.
Yeah, if this was in Laramie, I think it would be a whole different story because teams mightily struggle in Laramie. But at CU at home, this Wyoming team is a bad football team, and they lose any presence of being good when they leave their home field. So I think should be an easy cover by this Colorado Buffaloes team. I think that they should be able to cruise to a win here, 13.5. Nice, easy cover for them. I just think Wyoming's bad. Colorado, while they're not great, they're a lot better than bad. And 13.5, it's going to show on Saturday night. Now let's move on to our NFL games for this week. Kicking it off to tonight's game as this is being released, the Thursday night game for week 3 of the NFL, as the Miami Dolphins are traveling to take on the Buffalo Bills, where the Bills are 12.5-point favorites.
Caden, the Dolphins suck.
Yeah.
Tua sucks. I think Tua's about as fried can be because literally he can't throw the ball downfield at all. I mean, it's just screen pass after screen pass. And the one long throw he had, Tyreek Hill had to to go back. That was it. And this Bills defense is really weird. I mean, we just saw them get shredded. Week 1, they got absolutely just shredded. But at the same time, versus Derrick Henry and Lamar, arguably the best offense in the league. But then they come back and just make the Jets look silly. So I think this is a good defense. And I think 12.5 is... Honestly, this is a steal for Buffalo here. I think they're going to absolutely roll the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, honestly, this might be the game Mike McDaniel gets fired, dude. I really could see it.
You make a fair point. This could be the end of the Mike McDaniel era after tonight as this comes out tomorrow night as we're recording this. It's just, this Dolphins team, like I said, they are bad. The Bills are one of the best teams of football, and the Dolphins are the complete opposite. Yeah, they got a miracle gift of a 70-yard punt return last week against New England on a dude that should have been tackled for like a 5-yard gain. And then right after that, they give up a 90-yard kickoff return to Antonio Gibson. So that was awesome for me. But even with the Patriots' pass D being really bad, like you said, his one actual deep ball was underthrown when it should have been an easy touchdown to Tyreek. That drive, if I remember right, got stalled to a field goal. That could have been huge in this game. And then also you look at it, yeah, he had the touchdown to Devon Achane. I'm going to say it. I think every game, and I said it when this happened, I'm going to say it. I think every game in Tua's career where he's played the Patriots, he's thrown an angle route over the middle to either Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane, any single running back he's had in his career in every game against the Patriots and thrown an angled like Texas route for a touchdown. Makes no sense to me, but even with that in mind, Bills team better than the Patriots, so much better than the Dolphins. It sucks this is a primetime game because it's not going to be close.
Chance. We'll see Mitch by the fourth quarter, you think? Mitch Trubisky?
It's possible. Like 8 minutes left, we see Mitch trot out there, let him throw some passes.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Now moving on to our Sunday slate in the morning games. Kicking off, we got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to take on the Philadelphia Eagles, where the Eagles are 3.5-point favorites.
Okay, this is going to be a good game. This is a really exciting game. There's a tough line, too. 3.5. Like, I was like, I'm 100% confident in the Eagles, but I'm like, man, that hook, I'm like, I can see the birds. Like, Rams are going to keep this game close. I don't think there's any chance it's going to be a high-scoring game at all. Especially, like, I love how the Eagles look like the team. They're playing like the Chiefs last year. Like, they aren't putting up big monster numbers. I feel like they're going to they have an awesome defense. They're going to ride that. I mean, week 1, they put up some big numbers against the Cowboys, but I don't know. You
The
saw that
Cowboys
against
defense is also probably pretty bad. We saw Russ set career passing yards.
Yeah, Russ is almost leading the league. I think he is leading the league in passing yards. So it's like that's a little different of a defense. Um, Rams defense on the other hand is pretty good. This is gonna be a low scoring one. It's tight, but I'm taking the Birds. I like them at home here.
I'm taking the Birds as well. I think they're just the better football team. And we saw last year in this matchup, Derrick Henry in LA go for over 200, or not Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, my bad, go for over 200 rushing yards in that matchup. Yeah, I know Saquon hasn't looked up to that level nearly at all this year, but he's still one of the best running backs in football. I think he's going to have another big game in this matchup. I just think this Eagles team is better on the offensive and the defensive front. Well, I do think, like you're saying, Dwyer, will be a low-scoring affair. I do think 3.5 is too low of a spread here as the Eagles are going to come in, cover this, probably win by around a touchdown.
I like it.
Next game we got is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to New England to take on the Patriots, where the Steelers are 1.5-point favorites.
Caden, I feel like the Steelers, we're still trying to figure out the Steelers if they're good or not. Week 1, they looked really good. Aaron Rodgers looked like the man. And then week 2, kind of came back down to earth. I think that game kind of, like Caleb Johnson muffin that, like having that crazy play. Whatever that was. Whatever that was, I think that really screwed up. I think they were looking all right in that game, but that kind of just, like, took them out of that game, obviously. So hopefully he's not returning kicks next week. I doubt it after something like that. You don't ever see that. 1.5 here in New England. I am going to be taking the Steelers here. Just experience here. I think that they're better than a Dolphins team right now that's kind of reeling. And I think Rodgers and Tomlin, I think they get it done in Foxborough.
I do want to say, I know there's no more Brady or Belichick. The Patriots do own the Steelers in the Mike Tomlin era. I'm going to just start with that. And then also, the Patriots, while their pass D does not look great at all to start the year, Christian Gonzalez did return to practice today, so it is possible we do see him come Sunday. And this Patriots run D has been very good to start this season. Just buried Ashton Genty week 1. Last week, Dolphins weren't able to get anything going on the ground. A-Chain wasn't able to run at all. So the Steelers are going to have to rely heavily on the pass. And so it's going to be up to the 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to try to just sling it and deal it throughout the day. A very immobile quarterback by that in Aaron Rodgers. And the Patriots pass rush has been very good this year. While they're not covering well in the secondary, especially without Christian Gonzalez, they've been able to get to the quarterback and apply a lot of pressure to start this season. I think it could be a rough day for Rodgers. Also, this Patriots offense is starting to look a lot better after that tough week 1 showing, where in Miami they put up 33 points with a kickoff return, but other than that, you're still putting up a lot of points offensively. The Steelers' defense does not look great either to start the season. I mean, 24 offensive points to the Seahawks. You gave up 32 points to the Jets. Like, that's a lot of points to, I think, two at least comparable offenses to the Patriots, and I think they're going to be able to put up some points on this Steelers defense. Come out, win this game, especially with it being at home. Next one is interesting because it's Dwyer's team he was so high on in the Houston Texans, going into Jacksonville to take on the Jags, where the Jaguars are a 1.5-point favorite.
This is just mush against mush, Caden. This is just, this is a gross game. I mean, yeah, I'm taking the Texans here. I am, just because of the underdogs in this game. And, I mean, the Jags defense, or the Jags offense, at least they're putting up points, which Texans have not been doing. But I feel like this would be the game. If there's any game, it would have to be this game. So if they can't win this game, I mean, God, the Texans, it's over. There's no shot. They're winning the division at that point. They go 0-3, especially when they lose against the Jags. That team has been, that's a fire. It's just chaos over there right now. Stroud, his career, it's been a weird. I mean, he's been rough. He's been rough since that second, year.
Hear me out. Julio Rodriguez, C.J. Stroud, same person, different sport.
Okay. All right.
Amazing rookie year. Then every year after that, just steady decline. Just a little decline, a little decline. Like Stroud's rookie year was in MVP conversation. Last year, sophomore slump hit him pretty bad. Started the first 2 games this year, he's looked even worse than last year.
Yeah. The one thing that he has been good though is he has been decent. He's been pretty good. Like all his big time games have come against bad defenses, and Jacksonville, I feel they aren't a good defense anymore. Yeah, I think if there's a game for the Texans rebound, I think it's this one. So I'm taking the Texans in this one.
Hey, even though I did just compare C.J. Stroud to Julio and like the career decline type of thing, I know this offense has looked bad for the Texans. They've looked really bad. Their defense hasn't. Their defense is one of the better ones in football. The Jags do not have a good defense, and still not sold on their offense. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I think Bishal Tootin does add a nice jolt to that offense. Travis Hunter has looked good so far, but I think this Texans defense is going to be able to stifle that Jags offense. And this Jags defense is just bad. I know you picked off Jake Browning 3 times. You still somehow lost that game. That makes sense. You let him throw for 3 tutties as well. So, interesting. Texans are going to be able to come in, I think, just like you're saying, Dwyer, and win this game. And if they don't, they're dead as dead can be, and something needs to be looked at in Houston. Like I think it's as simple as that. Like this, I know it's only week 3, but this is a must-win game for the Texans.
Oh, yeah. Especially if the Colts go in and win again. If they go 3-0 to start the year, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, it's over.
Yeah. Now going into our afternoon slate to talk about the team that lost to the Colts on very questionable circumstances on Sunday, in the Denver Broncos traveling to LA to take on the Chargers, where the Chargers are 2.5-point favorites.
Chargers at home. Mm-hmm. This feels like the lock of locks, man. I'm not sold on the Broncos. We were high on the Broncos, but like, I'm not sold on the Colts. And if the Colts are putting up,
the Broncos should be 2-0 as well, though. Can we agree on that? That was a bad call.
We can agree, but they haven't looked good.
No, I agree. You know? I agree with that. But that
yes.
was a bad call.
Yes, 100%. Even if, let's just say they are 2-0, and you look at the Chargers 2-0 record, you're like, who's a better team? It's the Chargers, 1,000,000,000%, and they're at home, 2.5 favorites. It's Chargers every day. It's just the Denver's. It's weird, man, because you don't really know with the Colts yet, and you assume that Denver's defense is on the top of the league. You watch Danny Dimes just slice them up, which maybe Danny Dimes is just the man. Who knows? I don't know. I love it if he is, but offense look good. But, I mean, I really think this Chargers team, this is really a Super Bowl contender. If there's a year where they're going to go win a Super Bowl, a year that possibly Justin Herbert's an MVP, it's this year. And at home, they're not losing this game, especially in division.
Yeah, even though I was just, saying the Broncos should be 2-0, I don't see the Broncos winning this football game. I see the Chargers winning and covering this game. I know the Broncos usually play the Chargers very well, but I think this year, I still think we probably see a split out of the Broncos and Chargers this year. But that's with the home teams winning both games, because the Chargers, I think, are starting this year at 3-0. They've just looked too good to start the season. They've looked too good offensively and defensively. The Broncos have some question marks, especially offensively, the way they've looked to start this season. I'm with you. I don't know if it's like the lock of the week, but I do think it's one of the easier picks we have this week. Give me that minus the 2.5 to win here. I know. Also in the afternoon slate, we have the Arizona Cardinals traveling to take on the San Francisco 49ers, where the Niners are 2.5-point favorites.
Kate, I love San Francisco in this game. I know Mac Jones looked weird last week. Like, he didn't look good. He looked like he was lost, but then, like, you look at his final stat line, like, oh, all right. He started to figure it out by the end against a Saints team that should be one of the worst in the NFL.
As of about 20 minutes ago, it does say Brock Purdy did return to practice today and has a chance to play in week 3.
Really? I think it's just a chance, but I doubt it. Maybe. Was it a full practice or was it limited? Probably limited, right?
I don't know to that extent.
Yeah. Okay. Wednesday practice, that's good. That's a good sign. Even whoever is quarterback, this Cardinals team sucks.
He was limited.
Okay, I assumed. But this Cardinals team's awful. They're 2-0, but it's the worst 2-0 team I've ever seen. They don't okay. Saints game, okay, I'll give it. The Saints looked close against the Niners when they played them. The Cardinals had it close too, but you watch what happened when they almost lost that game against the Panthers somehow. I don't know how you almost lose a 27-3 game against the Panthers. How do you let that happen? This defense has looked good for the Cardinals, but they also lost like four defense starters out of their defense during this game, which I don't think they're gonna be hurt. They're gonna be beat up, and I think this is a way better offense, no matter who the quarterback is for the 49ers here. And they're at home, 2.5 point favorites. I'm taking the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, I think you basically said everything I would. I'm on the Niners here too. I think even if Mac Jones plays, Kyle Shanahan is going to be able to find a way to get that offense to do its thing with Mac Jones again, and their defense is still good enough to stop the Cardinals, who offense hasn't looked terrible, but is also stalled late in games. So, give me the Niners here to come in, cover this 2.5. Now moving on to our primetime games for the weekend. As Sunday Night Football is the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to New York to take on the Giants, where the Chiefs are 6-point favorites. I guess traveling to New Jersey to take on the Giants.
I was going to say, yeah. Give me the Chiefs here, man. There's no way. A, there's no way they lose this game. B, there's no way it's close. I'm sorry. What a game. The Cowboys-Giants game, what a game. One of the games of the year, probably.
Brandon
but like we were
Aubrey's
saying,
a dog.
Monster. Like, probably, I mean, God, he's in, like, GOAT conversations if he keeps this up, man. I mean, the guy he does not miss. He's automatic. But like we were talking about earlier with the Cowboys defense, that's an awful defense. Like, I mean, if you let Russ throw for 450 yards against you, man, and like he was just chucking them up to Malik and Wan'Dale Robinson, man. They're just like, screw it, they're down there somewhere. I don't think the Chiefs defense is gonna let that happen. They're not gonna let that slide. I mean, way better. I think they take care of them pretty easily. Yeah, give me the Chiefs here.
Yeah, for one, there's no way the Chiefs start 0-3. And for two, the Giants, even though they're one of the better bad teams, they're still a bad team. And the Chiefs are. Like, the Giants are still one of the worst teams of football, even if they've played some exciting games to start the season. Like, they're still bad. You still have Russell Wilson as your quarterback. And the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I know they've looked not great to start the year at all, but I think this is that kind of get-right game we were saying kind of with some of the college games, where they're going to come in, handle business Sunday night, and just kind of get that first win under the belt, get that season going.
Do they need it, man? Do they really need it?
And then Monday night might be the game of the week. Because we got the Detroit Lions traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, where the Ravens are 4.5-point favorites.
And it's at the Lions?
It's at Baltimore.
At Baltimore. Oh, God. I mean, Caden, I think what the Lions did to the Bears defense was just cruel.
Yeah.
That was really cruel.
They showed they didn't need no Ben Johnson.
No, yeah. They said, Ben, we don't need you, buddy. And it's tough because you're like, man, Lions offense did not look good week 1, but God, week 2 they looked about as good as they've ever looked. But so did Baltimore against a really good Browns defense. Where they put up, like, was it almost 40 points?
47, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So they did the same thing against a better defense. I like Detroit, though, in this one, man. I feel like I'm going to get screwed in this one. I feel like it. But I think that they're going to take that momentum against Chicago, and I think they're going to go in to Baltimore and take this game.
Okay, so, hey, we're going to have more than one disagreement this week. We can make it 2. Give me the Ravens at home with Lamar and Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. Maybe they'll use Mark Andrews this week. Maybe they won't. Who knows? All I know is I think Derrick Henry is going to have a good game. And this Lions, yeah, they looked great last week against the Bears. I think the Ravens are a better defensive team than the Bears, and they're a much, 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 much better offensive team than the Bears. I think the Lions are going to have a hard time slowing down that Lamar-Derrick Henry duo. They're going to get the win at home, cover that 4.5. But I do think we'll be in for a very exciting game, probably like a 31-24 Ravens victory.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I will say, Derrick Henry's probably rested because he just did not play at all week 2.
They just didn't use him in the second half.
They're resting him for this game apparently. So maybe you're
2.3
right.
fantasy points.
Maybe I should have just taken the Ravens. He's well rested, but oh well. Go Lions, baby.
You got faith
Go
in
Dan
Jameer.
Campbell. Yeah, man. That offense. Whew. Jared Goff. He can sling it, man.
That should be probably, I think we'll end the week with the game of the week. Hopefully, though, we get all these games exciting. Maybe Thursday Night Football is exciting for a little bit, but then the Bills do end up covering for us in the end. Dwyer, do you have anything else for us before we depart?
I gotta try and catch up to you, man. Hopefully this is the week.
Big things coming. Let's see. Well, that'll do it for today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down there as well. What are your guys' picks for this week? What are your locks for the week as well? Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload of the Untouchaballs podcast. And share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.